It's Sunday night. It's Audio Who, and I've got Colin Baker dressed in blue, as well as, you know, multicoloured. We have 2 doctors, 2 males, 1 village, some businesses. We have time aberrations, and we have Mr. Pepperbridge and his paying of the toll for many residents within the village of 1987, Pease Pottage, as reality closes in on itself. What do we think about this? Well, you're about to find out. And the wrong doctors. But before we get to that, let's get to this. It's your panel for this evening. Joining us on a train on the old Casey Jones, it's Sue. How's it going, Sue?
Hello, this is Susan from, formerly from Cali, futurely from Boston.
Yeah, bag your beans. All the way from down in the bowels of hell, it's Texas Timbo. Timbo, how's it going this Sunday, man?
Hello.
Good to have you, man. All the way from NYC, it's Mr. Will Medina, and he's been palm shopping today. How's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Good to have you, man. We're doing on a Monday morning. It's the Thunder from down under. How's AJ? How's it going, boss?
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good to have you. And of course, you all know me. We are one guy doing because he's a lady MO, but that's a complaint for the other day. Shout out to our buddy Philip. So yeah, guys, the wrong doctors. Big Finish main range. Yeah. Big Finish main range story 169. Colin Baker and Bonnie Langford. We have 1 indigo doctor after his travels with Evelyn Smythe. We have a multicoloured coat doctor after the events of the Ultimate Phone, Trial of the Time Lord. And we have Melanie Bush, just totally all over the place in this one with regards to her timeline. Where to begin? Opening thoughts. Matt Fitton, 1987, Pease Pottage. Okay. Timbo, now your opening thoughts, please, on the wrong doctors, please, mate. Colin Baker and Bonnie Langford.
Well, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? It's cool how Big Finish is always trying to fix little problems in the continuity of the TV series. So that's what they're trying to do here, is because we all know that when you see Melanie in Trial of the Time Lord, she's from his future.
Yeah.
They never really established how they met because she leaves with him at the end of the story, and they figure they have to fix that little inconsistency, and they do a good job of it. I think it's pretty cool how they make a story about how when he's returning her to her home to pick her up later, then he inadvertently kind of creates all these problems, and it's a lot of fun because you have 2 of him running around, you got 2 of her. It's a really interesting story, I think. So.
Yep. We have 1 grumpy one, we have 1 mellow one, and we have a nice little countryside village. Fun stuff. Well, opening thoughts from you, mate?
Well, this is the way, like Tim said, it takes place because of the Trial of Time Lord, and we get to find out how the Doctor, in a unusual, circumstantial way, meets Mel, which is pretty good because we haven't heard of, in audio form, of Mel since I think a couple of years before that, when she did that in the Vanity Fair or something like that. Yeah. So that was a lot of years that we haven't had Bonnie Langford doing audio. So in a way, this answers a lot of questions and makes an interesting story about Mel meeting the Doctor. Like he said, there was two of the 6 doctors, and he was happy to run into his own self than the one with the long scarf or the, vegetable on his collar. They didn't want to meet none of them. So it was pretty good, but because of the timey-wimey circumstances that was going on, it almost got me a little bit confused. I had to rehear it a second time to just get certain spots right to see which doctor was where when the story was going on. Because we know that they say the Joseph 6th Doctor, or like this one was calling him because he was wearing the blue outfit. He was calling him a different name.
Indigo.
So it was weird. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, the weird thing is about what's weird, when you listen to the last chapter, everything falls into place. It explains how the other characters who from different times are involved in it, because when in their lifetime begins and ends, it coincides with another character's beginning and ending in life too. So that's how come the main villain was able to do all the things that he was, you know, attempting to accomplish, which stood out pretty good. But you got to give Colin Baker credit for playing, even though he's playing himself in two different eras, because we all know he had such an attitude on TV that a lot of people didn't like it that much. But unless you listen to the Big Finish audio, you notice how much this character changed a lot. So that's what makes him stand out as a great doctor. I mean, I'm not saying that he was a bad doctor in TV, but you know, back then there wasn't somebody was writing like must have been drinking or something.
Well, he's been through the same bullshit that certain other guy's about to go through. So yeah, yeah.
So you got to give him props for doing the two roles in from two different eras. And what was good in the beginning of the story that he stood out that he still remember Evelyn leaving him, and he still remembers her very fondly, and was eating the last cake that she baked for him earlier.
No more chocolate cake.
Yeah, so that was sad for him. That was sad for him. So that's probably the reason why later on Melanie started to make him start exercising from all those cakes he was eating.
Oh, there you go.
So that's probably stood out. So we get into other stuff a little bit.
From chocolate cake to carrot juice. If they kept it in the seas. All right, Sue, how was this one for you? Opening thoughts?
Well, with the Bonnie Langford edition, it was exciting. I love her. She's got such high energy. She makes me really happy. And Mel had a decent story arc here. She started off with just like a computer, knowledge, and she became a really a beginning companion of the Sixth Doctor prior to Title of the Time Lord, and I'm impressed with her. More due to this audio adventure than due to her work on the television show. So anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I like the fact that there was, the paradox in place in the two different time streams. That was also really cool. All right. Yeah, thanks.
Cool. AJ, you're up. You reckon, man? Up my thoughts.
I thought it was a brilliant story. I like the duality between the two doctors and the two Mels, how one was they sort of fit together, both versions of the Doctor and Mel with each other, if you know what I mean, like the pairs. So I like the part where he was like, you're Mel A, you're Mel B, and the Doctor's like, well, what about if there's a third one? Oh, Mel C. No Spice Girls jokes, no.
Was it a decade early for the Spice Girls? That was the joke, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it was good. It was a good little romp. It had comedy, had a bit of horror and action in it. So it was everything you would want in a story, really. Yeah,
I tend to concur with that. This is a good outing, man. This shows the versatility of Colin Baker's acting range. So get back to something you done 30 years ago on TV for half the story, and then channel something that you're doing in the here and now within Big Finish after the stuff with Evelyn and whatnot. Excellent. I mean, don't get me wrong, he doesn't really need to do much. The words are right there in front of him on the page, but he's still got to, act it out as in that way within his seed, and so it comes across via the audio. So fair play to them. Great. Nice choice of setting by Matt Fitton, Pease Pottage, a wee countryside, 1987. You think Miles has joined this innocent wee, amateur dramatic group, and it turns out the main curator of the group, Stephen Pepperbridge, is a batshit crazy, what was it, time leech or something? That time distortion?
Time demon,
who initially was a toll booth gatekeeper type thing in the 1800s. Go figure, but got to pay the toll, and quite a few people did in this. So yeah, I enjoyed this. There's a wee bit of everything, comedy, horror. The dinosaur creature at the end of part 2 was kind of random, but okay. Whatever floats your boat, it's audio. You can get away with that. The supporting cast have done a bang-up job as well, but we'll get into that in this next section. To that end, folks, any events, characters, or instances that stood out for you? AJ?
The story sort of felt a bit like the Third Doctor story, the Daemons. How you got the village and everyone's acting weird, and it feels almost satanic a little bit. That's what this sort of felt like to me too. I just sort of thought of that just now. It's not really much to say. It was just a really well-shaped story. I liked how the first Mel was quite loopy and not fully... Yeah, I like that. I like that as her character for the duality of how she might have been before to what she is in the future, which was quite clever. And also liked how she was getting on with Jed, apparently from the 1800s. His dental hygiene wouldn't have been that good, apparently. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I just sitting there being no point tonsil hawking with a dead guy. Yeah. Oh well, there you go. Talk about getting bush on beyond your ears. Timbo, how about you, mate? Understand it?
Yeah, it was very funny. Like you pointed out about the Spice Girls jokes and the like I shoved her in a bush, you know, that kind of thing. what I like is too is that you know, Mel from television was basically just, okay, we're hiring Bonnie Langford, so that's what she is. And they never really bothered to give her any kind of characterization except that she's a computer programmer from Pease Pottage.
She's a bit of a screamer.
Yeah, and that was it. You know, so they did really nothing with her. And this story does so much with her. I mean, and she's been in several big finishes, but I mean she's very good on audio. I mean, the idea that she's not a good companion is really not true at all. I mean, she's very good, and this proves it, because this gives her kind of a, I don't know, it fixes her timeline or whatever, and she's really bang on in this. I mean, as the proper Mel, the one with the problem is the one that isn't fully developed or whatever. And that's an interesting way to look at it. But it gives you a contrast of the two. But yeah, I thought that was the most interesting about it. That and Colin Baker pretty much playing two different aspects of the same character. And you know what? It's funny how he's so delighted that it's himself he ran into rather than one of the other ones.
Even more of me.
Well, I'm going to run into myself. It might as well be me. Yes.
Yes, Colin Baker. You know, he does tend to love himself. So get on, you sexy. Whether you're Indigo or Joseph. Well, how about you, mate? Understand it?
Well, you gotta sort of, because Bonnie Langford playing the one that we know, that the one that has a great aesthetic memory.
Yeah.
And then the one that almost acts like a simpleton. But the problem is, her memory is like that. It's because the villain is using her aesthetic memory to know where certain areas are. He's taking that away from her. That's how come her memory is very cloudy. We're not saying that she's an idiot. It's just that she can't remember certain things because it's taken away from her, so she can't remember it. And you also got to give this actress Beth Chalmers for playing like 3 roles. I mean, she did Vanish.
Did Vanish ever get a bonus? Did you ever find out? No.
Oh yeah. She won a bonus. Bonus for what?
I'm an evil conglomerate, yeah.
Yeah, and then she played also Christine Bush, who was helping the older lady, Stapleton Pether.
No, Christine Bush is Mel's mom.
No, Mrs. Wilberforce.
Wilberforce, the old dear for the post office. Yeah,
the old lady. But the funny thing is, she remembered what was going on because she knew she was from the turn of the century, and then that she had a husband and she had a son, and they both passed away, and she remembers when she passed away herself, which was really unusual. Like because the doctor was not going to put on a TARDIS and take her back, but he couldn't do that, considering both of them lost their TARDISes, and the villain was using it as a center point to power his ideas.
Yeah. So
that was unusual, but you gotta give credit that almost all the ladies there, had almost more than one role to play, except of course the old lady. But everybody else had a different more than one role.
Yeah, Beth Chalmers
and the other one.
Who was the other one?
Well, Bonnie Langford, and Bonnie Langford had played herself twice. Yeah, those are 2 ladies because Wilberforce only played herself once.
Stephen Pepperbridge is a villain. Who was it? John? Is it Gardner?
Yeah. No, Tony Gardner.
Tony Gardner. Okay. He done a bang-up job for me. Any thoughts on Pepperbridge as a villain in a whole, guys? Or
You know.
He was hilarious.
Yeah, he was weird because he wanted to make himself into something, and the Sixth Doctor put him down like, no, you're like a little gnat, and a nuisance, a pain in the ass. Get out of here, man. You know?
He says, I'm a time demon, and the Sixth is just so like, really? What's all that then? I mean, I'm bored with that. What else you got?
You got a file here so I can clip my nails, you know. Good stuff. All right, cheers, man. Sue, hadn't done it for you.
I love how complicated it was, like in certain places, like in the middle of the third part, it seemed like it was really complicated, and I love how there were so many empowered women characters. They were just really amazing. So yeah, it was awesome. It was a really great outing for 60 too. He really shines in this one. So yeah.
All right, I found out. Go to the go-to. Good stuff, shit. Who else not we get?
Sorry, it was getting noisy. There's a bunch of beeping behind me.
Yourself.
Oh, was it me? Sorry. Okay. It's been a long weekend, folks. Yeah. The comedy's been touched upon. What was the name of the conglomerate in the Venetian Cadillac were a party? They were caught within the bubble on the golf course. I just had a brain fart.
You're muted, Will.
Murdoch Home Corp.
There you go. He got it.
Which one?
Murdoch Home Corp.
Murdoch Home. Yeah. So obviously you've got Grumpy 60 in there. Kid on is the facilitator. The Beth Chalmers is Venetian. All the goings on of that is, you know, they're actually the time, the trace that's causing all these aberrations. Stephen Pepperbridge, yeah, he's been touched upon. Not a bad villain. Bonnie Langford, between Ditsy Mel and regular Mel. Fine job, can't grumble. And who played Jebediah?
Jebediah?
Yeah.
James Joyce.
You got it.
James Joyce. Okay, I loved how, well, you had the flash, but you had the go-to scenes in part 4, when everything was getting put right and they go to the appropriate time of death and all the rest of it. Grandpappy's got to sleep. Now, he had a hint of an Australian accent because they get buggered off as part of the convict trade. You know, that was good.
Yeah, but the point was he had a good life. He
Yeah.
What, like 31 grandkids or something like that?
15 I believe, but yeah. So,
I just like to say, why does the British always keep bringing up the Australian convicts? It seems like you're very proud of that for some reason. Can
I just say, by the way, I do not condone that. It's not my fault. We all shipped you off to Fraggle Rock. But you know, I'm just it's
just a part of history you can use. I mean,
yeah.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking around.
Yeah. There you go. So,
well, you know, you could go to your local government and tell them you want reparation for what they did to your ancestors.
Yeah, there you go. No Rice Krispies quiz, mate. Yeah, you know.
But my ancestors came from Europe.
In shackles.
No, we'll go there. Yeah. So yeah, oh no, solid story for the crew here, man. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is Mel's first story chronologically, even though it doesn't seem that way. So far, unless they get back and do something else later. You know, big fans like that, forever plugging gaps and diving in every wee nook and cranny all over the place. So we'll see what happens and see if we get something else further down the road. What might possibly the cast, guys? Quick, simple, and to the point. Anything else you want to bring up? So we got the rated and in the can. Sorry,
I know you're lagging. Was good at that. We could tell that the Sixth Doctor misses Evelyn. That at the end of the story, he tells his younger self to go to Sheffield Hallam University. That takes place the Marian conspiracy when he meets Evelyn. So that he wants him to meet her, but she's the one that really changed him. And and you know, from this story on, you know, you see how much of a better character the Sixth Doctor becomes. So I mean, when he done that, he was doing that before that with Evelyn. Evelyn's the one that really done everything. So you know, she really stands out.
I think that's true. I mean, the reason he became a mellower doctor was because of his time with her. I mean, she really taught him quite a few things.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. One thing I noticed in the extras that was interesting was that, you know, this is written by Matt Fitton, and we've reviewed a lot of his stories over the past few years. I didn't know it. He was one of those people that just wrote in or sent in ideas, and they actually snapped him up, and he's become a big part of their writing stable.
Well,
He was somebody that, he wasn't part of like the core group of friends that created Big Finish. He just was somebody that I thought that was pretty interesting. That, and two, they mentioned that this was the first story Bonnie Langford had done in over 5 years, and it was really because of a kind of a misunderstanding, because they assumed she was busy, and she had been living in the States for a couple of years, but they heard from her indirectly, I think either at a convention or from another fan, that said that she said, well, she would love to do Big Finish, but they never asked her. And Nick Briggs was just like, what? We never ask her. We always ask her. And apparently the messages weren't getting through to her, that she was getting invited to do stories. So this was, you know, finally after a few years she came back, and now she's been back several times, I guess. But it's pretty interesting that there, you know, that there's such a communication gap, because you think that they would have anybody that'll do them come in anytime. So
yeah. Yeah, well, she's currently in the middle of a run post Sabalon Glitz with her and Ace, with that sly little man who knows everything. So we'll see how that pans out as time goes on. Meanwhile, Six is off with
Flip,
Constance and Flip. Yeah. So yeah.
Wait a minute. So Constance and Flip takes place after Mel? Or before Mel?
No, before Mel. Mel's with him when he regenerates.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mel's with him when he regenerates. So what part? Because the way he talked about in this story, that he's meeting Mel right after Evelyn. So when does
you've got Evelyn, you've got that trilogy with Brewster, which was referenced here as well. Then along comes Flip.
After this story, he has yet to meet her again, because she doesn't go with him in this one.
No. Yeah. Then along comes Flip. Then after that, he goes and repicks up Perry. After Brian Blessett gets bloody poisoned, the Baron does not like jokes. You know, it's all other place. There's an infinite bit of possibilities when it comes to Colin Baker, man. You choose.
Not to mention Charlie gets thrown in there too.
Oh shit, yeah, Charlie.
Oh, I forgot about that too. Man, we gotta write this down, man.
When they get on a Beef's whiteboard,
a flow chart, which doctor with companion.
I dare you to tell him that and see if he does it.
There we go. All right, guys, anything else?
I liked at the end. I was going to say, I liked at the end how the doctor lied about what happened to the Ditzy Mel, how she didn't die, she just sort of went off to her own time in place. I thought that was quite sad for him to see how Mel died, just sort of.
Oh, so didn't he die? Yeah. He revived her.
No, he brought her back, but what I'm saying is saying that she died though, and he saw it happen and he lied about it. Sort of like, you know, she's fine, she's all right, she's good.
Yeah, she vanished, she waved. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Enjoyable enough story, guys. 16 Colin Baker. Bonnie Langford, rather. Good out. Well, I guess it's that time again.
For the Easter Bunny, the blonde, jump at some blondes.
Yeah, so we early, but the Easter Bunnies are coming.
In more ways than one.
Indeed, yes. Hide your eggs. The Wrong Doctors, Big Finish Main Range 169, Colin Baker and Bonnie Langford. Alright, so you're on a train and you're lagging. What do you give us out of 10?
I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was really fun, and I really love Mel Bush now.
She likes Bush. Fabulous. AJ, how about you, mate?
Oh, Graham.
Sorry, that was funny. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't call it The Wrong Doctors, I'd call it The Right Doctor. So, yeah, good one.
Heidi Ho Indigo. Cheers, mate. Well, what's your view for my mate?
Well, as a first part of a trilogy, I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. And it was great to see Mel get pushed into a bush.
That's what you call a bush on tundra. There we go. Timbo, what's your view for Texas, mate? What do you reckon?
It's a 10 for me. It's a great story, and it's very well acted, very well produced. It's not lacking in any way.
Excellent, man. Yep. And for myself, I'll give this a rocking 8.5. Nothing major for the 1.5 off. It's just there is better stories out there, but this is a really good introduction to post Evelyn. If you want to go that route and not get bloody confused, but Colin Baker, an infinite number of choices, one hell of a looked up timeline. Thanks to Big Finish. Go give it a listen. It might be just to your satisfaction. Anybody want to sing the song before we go?
No.
Yeah, so let's just say Pease Pottage was not hot or cold, and that song got really, really fucking old. But other than that, good story. Right, guys, done, dusted, and in the can. In light of next week being Easter Sunday, we're going to have a break next week. I've got a wee backlog to upload anyway, so that'll keep the channel ticking over. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to come back with a little Paul McGann ditty entitled Philip's not here. Fuck. Entitled, well.
The Silver Turk.
The Silver Turk, the beginning of his 3-part trilogy with Mary Shelley. What the hell, we're getting the Cybermen back, so we might as well have a cyber story with Paul McGann. As always, guys, please check out our wacky mates on the wonderful world of the YouTube. We have Dr. Freedom and his daily news broadcasts and his Omega Files, as well as the adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric. Congrats to him on reaching over 2,000 subscribers and climbing. We've got the guys and dolls here on Geeks Assembled, movies, TV shows, audio heads, you know, give him a like, give him a sub. We have Harry with Doctor Who, Sammy Carter, Johnny Blues, Mike Shannon whenever he's online. You know the drill by now. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, flame, whatever you like. To the panel, thanks for your attendance here this evening. It's time to go and get some beer. It's Sunday night. Time to get refreshed. We'll see you in 2 weeks, folks. Enjoy your Easter and way after chocolate. Be excellent to yourself and each other.
Peace.
Later, folks.
Peace
Pottage cold.
Philip's gonna get a fist in his O.